This evening. Thank you. My name is Matthew Cornish, and I'm joined by Louise Duffield. I'm Director of Resources and Organisational Development. Kevin Toogood, on the far left of the table, our Monitoring Officer, Vice Chairman, Councillor Wood. So I'm going to start the meeting with the first point on the agenda, which is the ratification of the Chairman and the Vice Chairman of this meeting. Now that has already been done in effect. I am the Chairman, Councillor Matthew Cornish, and Vice Chairman, Councillor Wood. So we have done that first point. Moving on to the second point of the meeting. Okay, thank you. We do need to vote on this, I've just been told. And we can use our pads for this.
Do a general affirmation.
Okay, all right. So we don't need to use our keypads for this. We can vote for myself and Vice Chairman, Councillor Wood, please. Is everybody in agreement?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So the second point on the agenda is to receive apologies for absence. We have received apologies from Councillor Belsey, Councillor Russell and Councillor Salimbini. And we have noted the emails received for those apologies. So thank you to them for that. Item 3, to consider any items that the Chairman agrees to take as urgent business. I have none. And item 4 is to receive declarations of interest from members in respect of any matter on the agenda. We have not received any in advance, but if anyone does wish to declare any interests, please indicate via your microphone unit on your desk.
If I want to speak, what do I do?
If you press the...
Right, I want to just declare a generic interest, which is that I'm Chairman of West Sussex Association of Local Councillors, I'm Chairman of Mid Sussex Association of Local Councils.
Thank you very much. Okay, so moving on to agenda item 5 is to agree by general affirmation the minutes of the previous meetings held on the 6th of June 2022 and on the 24th of May 2023. And I could just have a verbal agreement that those meeting notes are accepted. Agreed. Thank you. So moving on to agenda item 6, which is where we receive the parish nominations for the Standards Committee. So at this point, I'd like to introduce Kevin Toogood to introduce the report, please.
Thank you, Chairman. As members of the committee will be aware, the District Council administers the standards regime on behalf of the town and parish councils within the district. And it's important for the District Council to have voices from the town and parishes within the standards regime to give that perspective and to provide a peer when the committee is sitting as a hearing or review panel relating to a matter on a town or parish member. I think the papers other than that are pretty self-explanatory. Just a short note from me, could the parish nominees please refrain from voting on their nomination as they are not formally members of this committee until after the vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. So can I ask if there are any further questions from anybody here this evening? Everybody's happy with the report? Fantastic, thank you. So the next thing we need to do is propose and second the report. So as chair, I'd like to propose the report for parish nominations and ask for seconder.
The other button. Sorry about that. Yeah, I will second.
Thank you very much. So now I believe we can go to a vote. So you can use your touch screens for the recommendations as listed on page 11 of your pack. Just checking. Okay. So the votes are unanimous in favour of accepting that report. Thank you very much. So on to agenda item 7, which is the annual report that you will have received. And again, I'd like to invite Kevin Toogood to introduce the report, please. Kevin.
Thank you, Chairman. It's probably worth me reiterating what's stated at the beginning of this report, that this committee is responsible for promoting and upholding the highest standards of member conduct for both the district council and town and parish councils in the district. And it does so by assisting members in observing the code of conduct, monitoring the operation of the code, and receiving reports from me as monitoring officer on the standards regime. It also conducts investigations into member conduct in circumstances where I consider, in consultation with the independent persons, that a complaint has sufficient substance to justify consideration by the committee and that the code of conduct is engaged. This report's been brought forward in the Council's committee schedule this year to enable this newly constituted committee to convene and have a meaningful discussion. From a personal perspective, it's really heartening to see the continuing trend of low levels of complaints at both town and parish and district level, and that in the period covered by this report, no complaint has required escalation to the assessment subcommittee. Happy to answer any questions as we go along. Thank you.
No further questions? Would you like to press your...
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. Just really a comment about training for new members, not just of this committee, but all councillors, because while, as we've heard, there's a low level of complaint, that could be because there's a lack of confidence or a lack of awareness within the process. So I would like to know what training has been provided specifically to all councillors, and secondly to members of this committee who may be required to undertake specific investigations into particular complaints. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question, Kevin. Is that something you could answer?
Happy to, Chair, thank you. Yes, so in relation to general standards training for district councillors at the beginning of this electoral cycle, we had what you might call generic training on standards, so some information about the expected behaviour of members and how the code of conduct operates, and some training around interests and the recording of those. I think it might well be worthwhile members of this committee having specific training on how the code operates and how they would go about carrying out a hearing and an investigation were that to be necessary. And that might be something that members want to debate this evening. And then I suppose the allied point to that is we don't specifically offer training to town and parish councils, but if a town and parish council were to approach us because, for example, there was a specific need or there was a very particular issue in that town or parish council, then of course we'd be happy to have those conversations as well.
Thank you, Kevin. Councillor Phillips.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, just one comment I would make, and I think Kevin alluded to just now, is that I think there is a perception out there that even if complaints are made, that there are so few sanctions that there's people question whether there is the effort. So I think it's worthwhile reiterating to the parishes, particularly, well, towns and parishes, sorry, that, if there are problems, then they should still be escalated up to Mid Sussex.
Thank you, Councillor Phillips. I think, yeah, I too would welcome that opportunity for future training as well. And yeah, hopefully we can set that up in the near future.
Can I come in?
Yeah, please go ahead.
West Sussex Association provides training, if required, to town and parish councillors, and in many instances it's widely taken up. And if there's a need for training on standards, that could be provided by request. And I very strongly advise parish councillors and town councillors to take it up. The West Sussex Association is reinvigorated from 2 years ago, and Mid Sussex Association is in the process of being reinvigorated, but that's a two-way street with negotiation with your chief officers as well.
Thank you very much. Any further questions? No? Thank you very much. So again, I believe we need a proposer, which will be myself, and a seconder, Councillor Wood. So I propose the annual reports. Councillor Wood.
And I second it.
And again, if you would like to vote with your touch screens, please, that would be.
We can all vote now.
Yeah.
This is to accept the report.
Yep.
Yes. I think that's unanimous in favour. Thank you very much. So the last point on my agenda is any questions pursuant to Council Procedure Rule 10.2, due notice of which has been given, and I have none. So I think that is an end to the meeting at 7:13. Thank you very much for your attendance. Much appreciated.